From inside the walls of the Old Idaho Penitentiary comes a podcast about Idaho history, true crime, and the stories of the inmates who lived here, written and produced by two employees of the Idaho State Historical Society, Anthony and Skye. Named after a biography written by inmate Patrick Charles Murphy, Behind Gray Walls is a podcast that will bring humanity to the stories you may have heard while visiting the Old Idaho Penitentiary before, and some that you most certainly have not. Each episode, you will hear the stories of two inmates, one male and one female. In a conversation between the hosts, the inmates' lives, crimes, and time behind bars will be discussed in a way that will bring a new dimension to the Old Idaho Penitentiary and the over 13,000 men and 217 women who lived here, even if it was for a short amount of time.
Throughout the episodes and seasons of Behind Gray Walls, you will hear about the well-known inmates like Lyda Southard and Raymond Snowden in for first and second degree murder, to the lesser-known inmates who were in for crimes like attempt to burn a sack of grain, adultery, and injury to a Bannock County jail. Though many of these stories will be difficult for us to discuss and difficult for you to hear, there will be some humor along the way. He considers himself the world's greatest palmist and truth teller, mastermind of mediumship.
Let's just call him the Wizard of Oz, I suppose.
He is the wizard, yes. Chapter 1, When the Gates Swung Shut.
Sorry, by excerpt, do you mean you were just reading the whole chapter?
Just the first 5 pages. No, just like the first 2 paragraphs.
Sorry. Idaho history will also be a common thread throughout the podcast. And so Lewiston was the original territorial capital because up north was a prime location for mining. And that's what the Idaho Territory and really the early 20th century, I'd say Idaho was best known for, was its mining. Lots of gold, lots of silver. Though the Idaho State Penitentiary was located in Boise, there was an inmate arrested in every single county, and inmates represented nearly every major ethnic and minority group in the state. Not only will we discuss inmates, but we will also discuss the history of the state and focus on various communities throughout Idaho. From Coeur d'Alene up north to Idaho Falls in the south and everywhere in between, the podcast will bring a local focus to these true crime stories.
Starting in July, please join us as we explore the humans, not just the criminals who live behind gray walls. As we research these men and women, we feel that we have gotten to know them and understand them in a way that they perhaps have not been understood before. We hope that you will feel the same way as you listen and go on this journey with us. Beginning on July 2nd, find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you find podcasts.
Please note that Behind Gray Walls is a true crime podcast. Subjects such as murder, rape, crimes against women and children, abortion, and other adult content will be discussed. This podcast will not be suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
For more information, visit history.idaho.gov. And remember, do your own time.
Do your own number.